Wait, you computer. See, you know what you're doing, but it makes sense to me. Like you do, one processes your thing. Like a bunch of things happened, but we also got the four. Like we're doing something, but like a bunch of like little things happen that have they work on you. And then, I mean, what you direct to a channel. There's someone assisting that you're with, then there's this, then there's this, then you get the four. So I mean, it's not like like right. You bring something to mind, like that's how your thing works. It depends how the person involved like processes it. I guess. Well, here's the thing. Like what you know, one of the most like despicable things I ever in narrative has seen is like like the is okay, here was the combination of things that happened. Like, because I'm so basic, but it did make me think of something. It's like a problem with it's what we said about there being something like badly wrong with like the culture, like a spiritual bankruptcy of like the country. Remembering that Francis Parker called Freudianism and psychoanalysis the black mass of Western civilization. Like, here's the thing. It's true though. Like, listen, when I was in the like one reason that cult or like, the part of the cult that wasn't like a think tank or whatever that was, the part that was just like people in like do like people who have really don't they're just talking as like psychologists like whatever about the. But here's the thing. Oh, it also was a very secular place. There was like okay, and there's like really that kind of thing is like really despicable to me. But you said I don't know how you do it, and it's all synced up or something like that's how we were leaving today. I went with our friend to the grocery store, and you think there happens to be a church that meets. There's like on Sundays like they have a church service here. And okay, and then but then wait, it's what happened when I got upstairs. Like I got in, you did the floor, but wait. So we went, and there's something like everyone we like we do our thing. I don't know if I guess part of our thing or is it like part of like how people they like help people like in narrate or like I don't know. But like the woman said that these sort of like professionals like in your thing or whatever like they know what they're doing. Like she mentioned something about something else like made me like share something personal. It's like like was though something it's like a question you would answer like to it like what's the kind of thing people talk about when they go to like a psychologist or whatever like that kind of thing. Now here's the thing. Then we got back in. It was like we got the number 4, and I came in to switch the channel, and it was like showing right. There been 21, whatever, this many different attacks how many drone bombings we've done in Pakistan, but on that Pakistani border this year, and like stuff about the war and everything. Okay, the whole like confluence of things. This is the thing about having this. There's a conservative think tank that wrote a book called someone wrote a book called One Nation Under Therapy. I'm gonna tell you something. Like I felt really bad. I mean, bad in the sense of like not bad, but like bad like we're trying to shake it off. Like that. Like not it's like I said. We don't know how it fits in, but like this the woman like says something, but like if you understand how those things work, like it did provoke me to. It provoked what would answer to it's like a personal like meaningless trivial thing about my reason I do something, which is why I sleep on a couch instead on the bed. Okay, but like what she said made me like got me talking about like why I sleep on a couch and not on the bed, and like little self insight into like what might that be or what's that about. But it was like that. It was nice to share something with someone, but like that's the kind of thing a person like goes to a psychologist, like talks about themselves, like why the why question, like why do you do that, or like why do you think you do that, and then they talk about themselves. But yo, like here's the thing, right? And I come upstairs, you do the thing, and it's like, right, how many? I mean, part of the thing with why I find like therapy and like psychology and psychologists and the whole like presence of it, and why I like the Francis Parker said it's the black man's Western civilization. Like for I to find out as much as possible and be. I remember what the guy this guy said about that. I thought this was like a perfect way. Let me put it this way: ever since the war started after I mean, every single day, people should be aware that the country's at war. Like, people should know as much about the issues in their country, be economically, politically literate, and be waking up every morning, or what's happening, like what is going on in the place they live and what's going on overseas should just be like on a part of, like, to say on your mind all day long. Like, what I mean is, it's I can't think of any other way to go. And it was like that's you wake up and like, well, what's going on? Well, in addition to like the things you have to go to work or do that, like, one, like, we're still at war. This and this is happening. The economy's still in the state it's in, but like, we're doing a drone attack. I mean, all the things happening like should be part of the sort of mental architecture, like, just on a regular basis, and like thinking of oneself, or like the past, or like this and that. The kind of thing, like, why did I feel like bad after I talked to this woman? Because like that, what came up in conversation, even though like that's kind of how they help your friend, was like, why do I sleep on the couch instead of the bed? And like, what you do is like what people do when they go to, well, I don't take people seriously who like, probably, like, I don't know, whatever the problem is, they go see a psychologist. It's the exact kind of thing. Like, why do you sleep on, I mean, I'm the one that told her, right? Why do you sleep on a couch to the bed and look for like some kind of self-insight? Like, well, I guess because like when I was a kid, like my dad, I mean, it's just long, and you whether it's real or not, I don't think when people answer psychiatrists, the answer changes every time. Like, somebody asks me why I sleep on a couch, I could come up with a variety of potential reasons, like psychological reasons, like none of them are true. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter. At any given time, I ask you, why do you sleep on the couch to the bed? Like, I'll come up with a reason. Like, yeah, I guess it's because like my dad made me feel bad about. I mean, you could just come up with anything, but it wouldn't necessarily. There's 1,000 things that are true. It doesn't really matter. Like, the sort of intuitive pagan thing, whatever it is, like the primal thing to say is like, who knows? Like, that's like, I feel comfortable there. That's actually what's happening. But I had this conversation with the woman where I was telling her about like potential reasons maybe I sleep on a couch, and I felt bad afterwards. You know why I felt bad? Right? And you're like, no, like, you like have me switch a channel, but like, right, because like the country's at war, like this is happening, that's happening. Like, it actually is a sense of just having really like done something unholy, like tell a possible reason from when I was a kid, maybe, of like why I sleep on a couch. Like, I mean, that actually felt like something that was like of sort of like the kind of thing when you're like covered in like vomit or something, like something just distasteful. I try to shake that off. That I just told a woman a potential reason I sleep on the couch. It's not just being self-absorbed. It's like this. It's not this. It's no. See, there is such a thing as being self-absorbed. Like, there are people who like looking at pictures of themselves in like I had a friend. She loved looking at photographs of herself and how good she looked in like different dresses. That's different. That's not that. Or like being concerned with oneself in a kind of like the sort of regular, shallow way. Like, that's just part of life. Like being vain or something. But no, that kind of thing people do once we went to One Nation Under Therapy. Like, people who really have more than they need in life, like, how can they do it? I would say, like, sit down and be like, what's going on today? Like, well, I'm in a bad mood, or why do you think you're in a bad mood? And like, sort of think back, well, when I was a kid, my mom, she didn't let me, have the cookies I wanted, and like, I think that's why I don't let myself have a cookie now. Like, that really is what a lot of Americans are like doing. And the thing is, it's actually makes you feel like uncomfortable. But if that was your point, like, right, I mean, that's why I think it's like psychology and psychoanalysis is the black man's of Western civilization, as Francis Parker did. Although in this situation, like, I think that I don't know. I don't know. Everyone's in your thing, and it's like psychological. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like unholy. It's unholy to that. It's not introspective. It doesn't. It's the kind of thing people do to therapists, to be like looking for potential reasons that they do the things they do, rather than just like forget about it and like look to the, as Ayn Rand said, like you, the one like learns by looking by looking at it, but into the independently existing external world, not by self reflection that involves like mommy, daddy, me. That's what capitalism and schizophrenia is about. Like, how do you break out of mommy, daddy, me, and like come into objective reality? I mean, like, right, it is unholy that we have, but that's just it. People suffer with spiritual maladies. They suffer because of, like, I wrote up about, like, why'd I watch a dirty movie? Like, that's because of the power of sin. That's what my friend Andrew would call it. Like, or Steve, that's because of the power of sin. Like, you shouldn't do it. But, like, the point is, like, wait, there's nothing more unholy than the kind of thing, I mean, most of America, at this point, like, the whole secular thing, right, it's not that it's being secular or something, or being like if someone's like a materialist or something, like there's some kind of, it's like a political philosophy, like that's different. But no, that kind of thing where you just like, instead of viewing it as like you have an existential or spiritual malady, to be like, we're going to search through mommy, daddy, me, like endlessly until we discover like what's bothering you. I mean, that really is, see, that's sick. I believe that firmly. That like, see, like, doing that kind of like therapy is sick. That's what you provoke me to think of. But that, but that, was that the point of the thing? I don't know. It's true though.